Welcome to YorkZuki.com, part 2 of how to start and grow your business. I gave in the last clip some, I think it was 11 or 12 tips on what you can do, so I'm continuing with that now. The next point that I wanted to share with you is that you as an entrepreneur, you are going to struggle financially at some point, and you're going to struggle big time. And you're going to try to borrow left, right, and center from family, fools, and friends. And here's the thing. It's okay, it will happen to you. There's almost no way it will not happen to you. When it does happen, when the proverbial shit hits the fan, go and hang out with other entrepreneurs. Share your story, share your pain. When you do that, you'll suddenly realize you're not alone in this. And suddenly you'll find that you'll feel a little bit calmer about it. And then with the calmness comes also letting off a little bit of steam in terms of the pressure you're under. And it allows you to now focus much more. And when you start focusing, you start getting traction. You find the energy to start to get up again and walk a little bit more. A little bit of a philosophical advice as the next point, but in good times, stay humble. Because one day you will have bad times. This is on a philosophical, but on a practical level, in good times, please, 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 please read the book Profits First. They argue to always put between 2 to 10% of every money that you receive into a savings account, which you don't touch. Leave it for a rainy day. Your ideal goal is to build 6 months of cash flow. So should no client be paying for 6 months, you can still survive. The next point is fire yourself. You got to understand that in the cycle of entrepreneurship, when you are at the start, then you grow, more clients, growing very well, plateau, then failing. In that cycle, at different stages, you will need a very different level of expertise. You, the brilliant innovator, are brilliant at the bottom phase, the ideation to commercialization phase, maybe a few clients. But after that, really, are you very good at monetization strategies, at business modules, at fine-tuning processes, back office support structures, at partnership agreements, multi-level partnerships agreements in different regions? Is that your expertise? Is that what you want to spend your time with? Probably you can learn it. You're intelligent enough. But you're going to divert a lot of time and resource to that, and most probably it's going to be diverted from commercial traction, from fine-tuning the service and the product. So just remember, at different times in your lifestyle, in the life cycle of your business, you will need different people. The next one, every accountant out there will love me. It's cash flow is king. You may have heard this. You may even understand it intellectually, but it will mean nothing to you until you don't have the cash to pay wages or rent at the end of the month. There's a lot you can read. I'm not the world's expert on this. Google cash flow strategies. Google how to manage your cash flow. Do not fall into the trap of thinking, oh, wonderful, well, I'm going to get paid in 3 months' time, but your invoices are this month. You're going to struggle with that. There are financing tools in place that you can find a solution, but they're usually for more advanced entrepreneurs, meaning entrepreneurs who are at more advanced stages. The next one is get a board of advisors. Now, I'm always cautious about this because it's very easy to bring friends and family or an expert or somebody famous to be an advisor, but have they really got the right to influence you, to be part of your journey? So you really want to get the people who, where you are in your stage of business, can add the most value. They're not salespeople for you, so don't make that mistake. But it might be, I'm at a startup phase, and before I'm still doing pricing discovery, how to price my service and products. Therefore, I would love to have somebody who can help me or guide me on this. At a different stage, when it comes to international expansion, you need a completely different board in place. But here's the thing, a board lends legitimacy. So be careful, the board members may not necessarily want to deal with a startup. So what have you got to offer them? And that's where your reputation counts for something. The next one is coming from personal experience, having had a number of businesses that I personally have started but also faltered, is try to see setbacks as opportunities to learn. They are there to make you stronger. What I am able to do today, quickly, efficiently, used to take me 12 years ago weeks of sweat, tears, and blood. I am so grateful for all the setbacks, the long nights, and the tears I've had. They've built me stronger, sharper, and more able to discern what is a good opportunity, what is a bad one. They gave me the courage to not want certain type of clients, where I have to spend tons of time following up and so forth, versus clients who really want my products and are becoming brand ambassadors. Another one, this is more specifically for you software developers out there, but it can be applicable to anybody in this day and age, is don't develop an app. Rather do a Mobi site. They are a fraction of the price, and they allow you to see if there's real appetite for what you have. Go to the website, Mobi site, and then app only once you get many layers of interest and traction on your Mobi site. The next one is be careful of wishful thinking. We entrepreneurs are a perennially optimistic bunch of people. The reality is the world out there is very harsh with us. And so your optimism, you know what, if I just had a little bit more cash, I would make it. If only I got that contract, everything will be all right. Well, it won't be. So bring a dose of realism. It doesn't mean killing your optimism. It just means develop a plan that's really realistic. I was very lucky to have a business partner who was the most realist person in the world. And between my fluffy airiness, cloudy ambitions and her realism, we did a brilliant match because we listened to each other and played off each other's strengths. That brings me to the point of, personally, the journey of entrepreneurship is much more fun when you have a business partner with you. You can share stories when you're feeling a bit down energetically. They pick you up. You have different skill sets and complementary skill sets. But like I mentioned in another post the other day, be careful. Don't get married on day one. Work on a few projects together until you really understand each other best. Finally, your network. Please build your network from day one. Your network is worth gold. Your network isn't a boys' club, a secret society, or which school you went to. Your network, it might be your social media reach, and it might be the people you're able to call when you need help. Your network may be just the difference between you surviving and you thriving. Your network is when doors will open. Your network is where you start sharing what you're working on, what you're struggling with, and which responds to you because they trust you, the individual. So they trust you and therefore engage with you, and maybe they say, the entrepreneur just shared that this is what they're struggling with. You know what? I'm going to put them in touch with somebody else, and that might be beautiful partnerships. So be open to the world. It's an exciting world. The entrepreneurship roller coaster is a roller coaster. You'll have enormous highs and enormous lows. But I hope the points that I shared with you help a little bit in managing this roller coaster. Thank you for watching.